Welcome to the Morris Arboretum. It is home to 13,000 different plants and trees from all over the world. We have many rare species from North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. There is so much to see in all the four seasons of the year: spring, summer, fall, and winter. As you move about the 92 acres of hills and trails, you can hear the creek and brook flowing and the birds singing and chirping. You can also spot small animals scurrying about. Today, we invite you to go off the beaten path and explore the animals and the wildlife that reside in the Morris Arboretum. In many ways, the Morris is like a hotel where animals can live all year long, or for a season, or just for a day. For today's adventure, let's think of the Morris Arboretum as the hotel imagination for our animal and bird friends. Here we are at the Hotel Imagination. Let's see if we can find the desk clerk.
You rang?
Hello. Is it true that the Morris Arboretum is like a hotel for birds and animals?
Yes, indeed. We have luxury accommodations. Some of our residents live here year-round, like our two beautiful swans. And others just come for the season, and then they move on, like our geese. But our best accommodations are for the migratory birds that are flying to the southern climate. They'll stop here along the way, and of course, when they fly back to the north, they'll stop here again. You can stay for as long as you want here. We have turtles who lay eggs, and then they leave. We have birds who make nests, nurse their young, and then send them off.
Your accommodation seems so different from the usual hotel. Do you think we could take a tour and see for ourselves?
Sure. Why don't you take a walk down to our palatial pond, and our hotel concierge will be there to meet you. She'll give you a personal tour.
I'd really like to see your accommodations for the migratory birds. The palatial pond was wonderful, but now I'd like to see what's available if I'm just stopping by.
Ah, you must want to see the wetlands. Oh, we've got great accommodations down there. Why don't you take a walk down? The concierge will meet you down there, and she'll give you a personal tour.
to the wild wetlands. I'm Naturalist Nan, and I'm here to show you a little bit about the wetlands at the Morris Arboretum, where many, many animals live part of the time or all of the time. Our wetlands are about 35 acres big. The pond portion is about 2 acres. It is not very deep, less than 6 feet. However, there are some sections that are a little bit deeper so that animals like turtles, frogs, and maybe even some fish can overwinter in the deeper sections. In the spring and the fall, the Arboretum has a way to lower the water level to create mud flats for the migratory shorebirds who prefer the water shallower. We often see lesser yellowlegs. We also see some great blue herons, as well as some egrets and green herons and sandpipers. Imagine going on a 9-day flight with no time to sleep and nothing to eat. That's the trip of the bar-tailed godwit. He holds the record for the longest non-stop flight of any bird, flying for almost 7,000 miles without rest. So you know our wetlands are a welcome stop on many birds' migratory journey. Here's a group of Canada geese who just stopped by for a little cooling swim on a hot summer day. Turtles are often seen basking on logs above the surface of the water. That's because they're cold-blooded, and as they bask in the sun, it helps to warm them up and regulate their body temperature. It also helps to dry out their shells and prevent the growth of algae or other things that might attach themselves. Come quickly. I think I see some turtles. Let's look. Look, there they are, sitting on the log. Can you see them? Some turtle species that call our wetlands home are red-eared sliders, eastern painted turtles, and snapping turtles. Snapping turtles are frequently seen just as a snout and a pair of eyes above the surface of the water. You might look and think it's a bit of a stump, but if you have your binoculars handy, it's easy to spot that it's the nose of a snapping turtle. Turtles lay their eggs on dry land above the flood line. After the eggs hatch, they make their way down to the water. That's why you see the roadway sign, "Slow Turtle Crossing," on the road leading to the visitor center, because sometimes in the spring you can see tiny little turtles attempting to cross the road. We avoid them or help them get from one side of the road to the other. The only land turtle we have at the Arboretum is the eastern box turtle, and that can be found anywhere in the Arboretum, not just the wetland. So keep your eyes peeled, and you might be lucky enough to spot one. The wetlands are also home to many frogs and toads. Frogs and toads are both amphibians. However, the frogs spend most of their time in the water, and the toads spend most of their time on land. I hope someday that you will get to visit our American bullfrog sculpture in the Morris Arboretum, right near the Dawn Redwood Grove. Here at the Morris Arboretum, we have documented over 183 different species of birds in our wetlands. The Morris Arboretum has installed bluebird, wood duck, kestrel, and bat boxes in the wetland area to encourage different species to inhabit the area. Wetlands collect rain and groundwater and act as a filter, slowing down the water and cleaning the water. They hold excess water during a storm to prevent overflow into the sewers, so they help to prevent some flooding. It's important that we maintain wetlands. Every waterway in this area, even our wetlands, eventually flows into the Delaware River. 15 million people get their drinking water from the Delaware watershed. The Morris Arboretum's recreation of the wetlands helps contribute to keeping the Delaware watershed and its lands safe and clean. Wetland ecosystems serve as a nursery for wildlife. The habitat provided by the plants and other wetland features make it a safe place to nest and raise young. Thanks again for visiting the wetlands at the Morris Arboretum. So come back again. There's always something to see in every season of the year.
So you've seen the palatial pond, the wild wetlands. Is there anything else I can show you?
Oh, I was wondering if you had any other accommodations.
Well, actually, we do have one more, and it's called the Creekside Cottages. You can take a stroll down there, and our concierge, who you know well by now, will be there to give you a personal tour.
Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing the cottage.
Thank you so much for visiting us here at the Hotel Imagination at the Morris Arboretum. You had a chance to see our 3 accommodations, the palatial pond, the creekside cottage, and the wild wetlands. You also got to see the animals and the birds who live here. Some animals and birds live here permanently. Some come seasonally, some just drop by, and others were unwanted, as you already saw. We're open all year round. Come anytime and use your imagination. Goodbye, friends. Hope to see you again soon.